Tuesday, January 9th, 2024. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this afternoon, Labour Party reacts to election rigging comments of youth leader Chijioke Ihunwo. Court sets date for judgment in lawmakers' suit against Governor Fubara. Suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs to be grilled by EFCC. Ministry of Education to set up committee on degree mills. And on foreign scene, France Prime Minister resigns. I am Ifechukwu Mwanyeli with the news. The Labour Party in Rivers State has reacted to comments by the chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria in the state, Chijioke Ihunwo, that the last elections in the state were won by the party but was rigged. Labour Party spokesperson in the state, Gogo Wellington, tells our correspondent that such comments shows that INEC was compromised during the 2023 election.
That is the reality we face in Rivers State. That is what we see during the conduct of every election. People, partisan persons, will be given access to result sheets to undermine the will of the people and see to it that they manipulate the outcomes of the elections. The Labour Party undoubtedly won the elections here in Rivers State and at the national level. But as we've seen it so far, the will of the people was undermined and injustice was done to declare the persons that are currently occupying those seats. But we are law-abiding citizens and we will not take the law to our hands.
Mr. Wellington said he expects more revelation from the member of the PDP in the state.
It is very sad that our democracy has plunged to this depth of misery and misfortune, because it is not something that is fit for the ears. That is someone that is not a staff of INEC, someone that wasn't an electoral official in course of the elections, will just casually start making such a pronouncement. I know as their fight deepens and their confusion within their midst deepens, more truths will be revealed, and not just this. You see how he was casually just saying they are the ones that wrote the results for these persons.
He, however, called for electoral reforms to avoid a repeat of the incident. As you may know, Mr. Ihunwo, who is also a PDP chieftain in Rivers State, had at an event 2 days ago revealed that he was among those who wrote election results in favor of the PDP candidates in the 2023 general elections. Mr. Ihunwo claimed that Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martins Amihule, a member representing Obiakpo Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Okechinda, as well as other candidates of the PDP, did not win their elections.
If Martins are not the winner, that's what you're going to tell us. The election, I would like the result. The Labour Party, with all the Okechinda, you don't win the election.
In another development, the Federal High Court, Abuja, has fixed January 22nd for judgment in a suit filed by the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martin Amihule, as Speaker against Governor Siminalayi Fubara, the National Assembly, and others. Now, one of their lawyers, Ken Njemanze, denied filing any motion to withdraw the case. The judge, James Omotosho, adjourned the matter for judgment after the lawyers for the parties presented their argument for and against the case. Now, in the amended originating summons filed on December 11, 2023, they sued the National Assembly, Senate President, Deputy Senate President, Senate Majority Leader, and Senate Minority Leader. They are seeking an order to stop the takeover of the performance of the functions of the Rivers State Assembly. They are seeking an order to stop Governor Fubara from impeding or frustrating the Assembly under Amihule's leadership as its Speaker. They are also seeking to restrain the Governor and others from withholding any amount standing to the credit of the Rivers State House of Assembly in the state's Consolidated Revenue Fund, including salaries and emoluments due and payable to the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and other members of the House, as well as to the Clerk, Deputy Clerk, and other members of staff of the Assembly. When the matter came up yesterday, Justice Omotosho granted Edison Ehie's application for joinder. Mr. Ehie, who also listed himself as Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, was joined in the suit as the 17th defendant, and the court made an order deeming all processes filed by him as being properly filed. Moving on now, the suspended Minister of the Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, is expected to be grilled by the EFCC today over the 585 million naira scandal in the ministry. Recall that the minister was invited by the EFCC shortly after the president ordered a thorough investigation of the allegation against her. She was denied access to President Bola Tinubu shortly after her suspension was announced. Yesterday, the EFCC also questioned her predecessor, Sadia Umar Farouk, for about 12 hours over the ongoing probe into the 37.1 billion naira allegedly laundered during her tenure in office through a contractor, James Okwete. Still to come, federal government to inaugurate committee on fake degrees. Stay with us. You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The Federal Ministry of Education will today set up an inter-ministerial committee to combat the activities of degree mills. The ministry's Director of Press and Public Relations, Ben Gung, made this known in a notice sent to journalists in Abuja. And our Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has kicked against what he described as the federal government's disturbing pattern of huge borrowing and spending on non-essential procurement. In a statement, Mr. Obi said the current trend is unsustainable. And now to business, there are fresh fears over the successful implementation of Nigeria's 2024 budget as the price of Bonny Light dropped to $76.19 per barrel. In the global market, this indicates a shortfall of $1.77 per barrel when compared to the budget benchmark price of $77.96 and 1.69 million barrels per day of oil output. And now to entertainment, US-based film distribution companies Kino Lorber and Milestone Film and Video have announced the release of a 4K restoration of the 1971 film Bushman, centered around the Nigerian immigrant Paul Okpokam in the US in the 1960s. And to sport, Super Eagles of Nigeria striker Victor Boniface is set to miss the Africa Cup of Nations 2023 tournament after sustaining injury during training in Abu Dhabi.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
France's Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne is to leave office after less than 2 years in the job. Her resignation comes with President Emmanuel Macron widely expected to reshuffle his top team ahead of European elections due later this year. Now that's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Labour Party reacts to election rigging, a comment made by youth leader Chijioke Ihunwa. Court has fixed January 22nd to deliver judgment in lawmakers' suit against Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs is to be grilled by the EFCC today. The Ministry of Education is to set up inter-ministerial committee on degree mills. And on foreign scene, France Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne has resigned. The news was edited by Onyeka Chimusu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening.